Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, and certified lifestyle coach. Okay, are you clear about your future? It's about the right map. It's the right process. How you attain freedom depends on these three factors. The pillars of business freedom: generating leads, which is your demand; creating cash flow; and building communities, school communities. And if you can do these three things, you got a bright future, abundant future, and a fun future. Okay, let's get into this. We're all about time, wealth, location, creative, health, and travel freedom. And the center part of that is your personal growth. If you're not growing, your business won't grow. Your business will never grow further than you. So that's why you got to focus on you, getting better, getting your skills better, learning, growing. Okay, now let's go to a presentation where I can share with you something that will help you become free. Okay. The Design Life, an engineering blueprint, constructing a self-containing system for health, wealth, and freedom. The destination is very specific. The road to freedom is not random. It leads to specific outcomes. We are building a life of guarantees 5 distinct liberties: location freedom, the ability to live and work from anywhere; creative freedom, the mental space to innovate without restrictions; travel freedom, the mobility to explore the world on your terms; wealth freedom, financial abundance, independence of the time exchange. If you're exchanging dollars for time, you'll never attain the wealth and the freedom that's possible. Health freedom, the most important, physical and mental vitality to enjoy your journey. The engine to all of this is the Growth Day flywheel. Growth Day establishes your daily discipline and creates capacity. What do we mean by capacity? Is the skills that you learn. When we say your business won't grow beyond your growth, you have to work on yourself. Personal growth. I get it from Growth Day. The freedom is the output of a design system. Every single day, Brendan Bouchard coaches me. Every single day, a related coach, teacher, coaches on that same subject. There is a scorecard so you can grade yourself. There's a thought-provoking question so you can get critical thinking. Then there's your tasks. What are you going to accomplish that day? What is your plan that day? Because if you don't have a plan, you'll get distracted. And when you get distracted, you'll slow down. You won't get that momentum, that excitement that you can generate by having a plan instead of consuming other people's plans. An example may be check an email first thing, checking your phone first thing. Those are other people's priorities. It's got to be your priority. If it's your priority, you're creating your life instead of consuming other people's lives. So when you do that, then the last thing is a gratitude. What are you grateful for today? By establishing these habits and getting you to think, getting you to create, getting you to focus on what matters and learn from the best. In Growth Day, 300,000 plus people around the world are working on being better, are working on different skills, different ways to get better. Everybody has a different journey. Your journey depends on your choices, what you want. Do you want time freedom? Do you want travel freedom? Do you want location freedom? How about creative freedom? Or is your health where it needs to be? And when it isn't, location, can you work from anywhere in the world? Because the world changed. If you set up your business properly and understand the global opportunity, you can work from anywhere. As long as you have an internet connection, you can even work without one if you have a way to still add value to your community and be able to work and play. Okay. Second, the freedoms, the capacity creates time, wealth, health, and your other freedoms. That's having those priorities when you're working on the big rocks, not the little bit of sand. When you're filling up your jar, fill up the big rocks first. Then you can put the small things in around it. When I created today for 45-minute content creating, when I do this, I learn and I create an asset. This can be used forever. It's timeless principles of creating value for your community, for whatever you want to do, as opposed to activities. Activities come and they go. A person once said, if you're going to give a speech, record everything. You may not use it that moment, but you could use it. It could be an asset. Instead of just talking, record it. Like this. I want to learn. I also record. So I learn, I record, I grow, I get better at the activities, and I create assets. Because this asset can be used and can be enjoyed around the world for whoever is interested. If you're not interested in freedom, doesn't mean anything to you. Go listen to something else. But if you're interested in time freedom, travel freedom, location freedom, creative freedom, health freedom, and wealth freedom, this is for you. Because if you want to go on a journey and attain these freedoms and keep working on yourself, it's possible. Then the last part, doing things together. We have a school community where we can give you value and do it in a leveraged way. Simple. I give you $400 of value in my two most popular courses, High Performance Mastery and Freedom in Journaling. Both of those, my best and my favorite courses, because high performance habits, if you master the habits, clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence, you're scientifically backed habits that will perform at the highest level. Because if you don't have clarity, any distraction will get you off. And where some people might be off on what the weather's going on, we're creating content. We're working because we're focused and have a plan. When you don't have a plan, any other plan will get you off course. We always like to say, are you on the busy bus or on the purpose plane? Which one are you riding? The bus, noisy, lots of people, going to different areas, stopping every so often. The plane, quiet, faster, gets to one destination. Is that what you want? Is that your focus? Okay. The internal engineering, because the neurological repair kit, it's so important to understand how this works. I know from experience of a stroke when half the brain is compromised, lost. the half of the body is done, has to rewire the brain. So I gave up sugar for the most part, alcohol, social media, and I focused on how the brain worked, gave up Adderall, speed, and I had to repair my brain after being jacked up for so many years. It was mush. It was not a struggle, but it was repairing and rewiring that brain because it was jacked up for years. I don't. And February 17th, 3 years ago, was the last I ever took a pill. And it's the best day. Worst day and best day. Worst was how I felt. I couldn't think. I couldn't operate. My brain was so messed up. But every day got better. And when I started giving up the things I knew I needed to give up to achieve a rewiring of my brain, everything got better every single day. So when you look at the brain, synthesizing brain regions. Writing connects the emotional malignea with the reasoning prefrontal cortex, driving shape to chaos. Being dyslexic, words are sometimes a little bit more difficult, but here's what it breaks down to be. Writing. Before my stroke, hardly had a journal. After my stroke, 17 completed journals. Like this is my small one. This is my big one. Brendan Bouchard. With this journal, I have a set way that I am able to prepare for the day, through wins for the day, focus on the 5 things, and I go after the first item. So everything is a system to create the best outcome. Calming the stress responses, putting emotions into words, effectively labeling quiets the maligna and the reactive part of the brain. Handwriting versus typing. This is real important for my typers or my people that use the phone all the time. Try writing. Writing rewires the brain. It gives better focus. I have 100 times better focus than I ever did on drugs. Because I'm writing, it's rewiring my brain for clarity, for energy, for courage, productivity. And that's why I give you the program, Journaling for Personal Freedom, because it freed me. Okay. Practice mental cross training, expressive writing to release heavy emotions. I always write morning, noon, and night. My default is journaling. Instead of checking my phone, I write. I write my thoughts, what I learned from the previous day, what I have going on, an idea I need to express. So I'm always writing, and it gives my brain a clarity that I never had before. Gratitude journal. I always write the 3 things, the 3 wins, and what I'm grateful for. I'm always writing these things out, because we have between 12 and 60,000 thoughts that go through our brain every day. How do you keep them straight? You can't. That's why writing, that expression, gets clarity, gives you energy, gives you the courage that you're making those progress. Incredibly productive. Incredibly. I do 3 5-hour days in one because I batch my time. I'm very clear about what I'm doing because I'm writing out more than most. Reflective relaying. To rebuild resilience, write about a challenge, what it reveals, and one small action for the next time. One small action for the next time. output, health freedom, health and mental vitality to enjoy the journey. If we don't have our health, how can we enjoy the journey? That's why prioritize. I go to the gym every day. I'm at PT one of those days for 2 hours. And my walking is my cycling, where people might walk each day and get those 10,000 steps in. That's not relaxing to me because I got to think about every step I take. So mentally, I wear myself out. So I get on the bike. That's where I meditate. I'm closing my eyes and I'm focusing on what I'm listening to. No distractions in the gym. I can't see anything. I'm just closing my eyes and doing a form of focus and meditation. That enables me to want to be there so bad. I got to have it. So that's why it doesn't matter when I go. Even sometimes it's later in the day where people say, I get busy, then I don't have time to go. I go because it's so many things I do during that session that I don't want to miss. The energy, the focus, the learning, because I've stacked all these different things on top of each other. So that's why willpower is not an issue. If you're depending on willpower, you're not approaching it with the right strategy. And that's why when you go to the gym, January it's packed, February thins out, and by March it's back to normal. Probably even sooner than that. By regulating the stress response and building resilience through journaling, we achieve the foundational freedom, health, because you're writing about it. What do I need to do? You're expressing yourself through pen to paper. Without this foundation, the energy required to build wealth or travel is unavailable. A regulated nervous system is a prerequisite for a high-performance life. The internal challenge, the business customer gap. Why most businesses fail to produce freedom? Because there's a customer dream, the life-changing transformation, faster, better, cheaper results, incredible emotional benefits, doesn't connect with the business reality, scalable, simple operation, low stress model, straightforward product. Bringing those together is the golden place. When they're separated, knowing your ideal customer, knowing how to reach it, the massive gap exists between customers' dreams and business reality. This misalignment is what causes a lack of product marketing fit that makes a business a struggle. If you can't fit your product into the market, you have a misalignment. Bridging gap, the path to product marketing fit. Get inside your customer's mind. Get inside your customer's mind. You've got to know what your customer's thinking about. Get inside the customer's mind. The target surveys like waiting lists, product marketing fit, surveys, experience scores. We use the Score app because it does a good job of giving people a score on where they are. You got to know where people are and what they want before you can fulfill that need. A lot of people will just tell people what they do, not creating demand, not focused on what problem they're solving, and they wonder why they're frustrated and they struggle. Radically improving your offer. First, you got to get inside your customer. Then you have to use the data to create irresistible gold, silver, bronze tiered packages. Let them choose where they want to begin. Test with real people. Test with real people. Conduct 30 one-on-one sales meetings to get at least 3 commitments. You have to test it, whether it's a meeting or asking people. If you don't test, you won't know if you have a good product marketing fit. Run the final litmus test. Run the final litmus test after 90 days. Confirm your new customers would be very disappointed if the service disappeared. Internal challenge. The business customer gap. Oops, I went the wrong way. Sorry about that. Hold on here. Sorry about that. There we go. The 3 pillars of business freedom. We always want to go back to these pillars. Generate demand, leads, the lifeblood of your system. Creating cash flow. If you have no demand, no leads, you're not going to create cash flow. Cash flow keeps the engine going. Without cash flow, you come to a screeching stop. So if you don't want to stop, you got to create that cash flow. Without cash flow, you got a hobby or a business that's going out of business. And then third is our school communities, the environment for growth. In the community of like-minded people, helping and growing, we can pour into our community. We can help connect our community. We can help you grow in a community and leverage our time. Wealth, location, and creative freedom. Wealth, look at wealth this way. You don't have to be a multimillionaire, but if your overhead is $5,000 a month, you need $6,000 of reoccurring income each month. So you free your brain up to be creative. You get out of that, I wonder if I'll have enough money. And when you start thinking that way, you're thinking scarcity, and scarcity will honor your future self. Think in abundance, taking care of, giving that yourself the freedom to be you. That creative freedom, which is the third one on here, is a result of automating your leads and cash flow to think. Be in your genius zone. Think, critical thinking, expressing your creative side. The only thing I do, podcasting, create courses, and high performance coach. So in those 3, that's what my focus. So every week I'm focusing on those different things to do to get those. But those are the 3 things I focus on. It's my genius zone. Everything else, I get supported by the team, Trexa and Rolando. So I'm staying in my genius zone more than most, like a lot more than most. I can work from anywhere. And that gives me location freedom. Closing the loop, the self-sustaining system. That's why Growth Day is the first part of it. Daily discipline, creating the capacity. The freedoms, we work on the capacity to create time, wealth, health, location, and travel and creative freedom. We're working on the 6 freedoms and inside our school community. So the capacity is creating time and wealth, health, results creating stories that feed back into the community. Community is inspiration reinforced. We all need motivation. We get motivated by our actions, by the people we surround ourselves. Don't think you wake up every day and you have this burst of motivation. You got to work on it. You got to generate it. And by generating it, you'll sustain it. Okay, let me see. Hold on here. Oops. Hold on here. I might have. Okay, let me give you something to. Okay, so you can go to our school community or book a clarity session. Schedule a clarity session. Get clear on your future. It'll ask you a few questions. Let me know where you're stuck, and I'll help you break through there. I'm a trained high-performance coach. I spend an enormous amount of time working on myself to help you. So schedule a clarity session and join our school community where I can give you $400 worth of value. With that, I want to leave you with this. Be bold, make an impact, and have fun.